What up, it's your boy Nick Incredible, and this is my discussion slash review for Day Shift, starring Jamie Foxx, Dave Franco, and Snoop D-O-double-G. Let's talk about it.
Live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings, I'ma be fine.
I'm gonna just dive straight into it because I thought the movie was actually pretty decent. Now, it's not gonna win any awards or anything like that, but the movie overall was a pretty decent movie. Now, I saw a lot of different reviewers talking about the movie as a whole, and some of it gave it some pretty bad reviews, and rightfully so in certain aspects. Now, for me, wholeheartedly, I really did enjoy it. It's one of those movies where you can sit down, watch it, and you don't have to really be too engaged into it. You know what I'm saying? To really understand the whole plot of it, because the plot's not that great. It's about this guy that's working, trying to keep his family from having to move from California to Florida. So he does his day job, which is hunting vampires, aka a pool cleaner, if you will. And now he has to go back to his former workplace because he's not getting enough on the side to save his family from having to move. Now, Bud, aka Jamie Foxx, ends up having to do this all within a week's time, and that's how the movie takes place and transpires. Is over the course of a week, but the weeks kind of end up being shortened, I say roughly probably to maybe like 4 days total. But like I said, going into this, I knew what to expect. It was going to be an action comedy movie, and it's one of those movies where you don't have to really think about it, and that's what Netflix has been doing a lot. Sure, they've been action movies, and they have all these big names attached to them. The budget's there. The movie looks great in total, but the plot's not really there. No disrespect to the writing team, you know what I'm saying? They wrote it, but hey, it could have been better, and the plot could have been a little bit better. But going into these kinds of movies, I know what I'm getting, and I know what to expect. I'm not looking for this to give me Oscar performances or just great storytelling. I'm looking at this for the action, and there's nothing wrong with that, because with movies like these, you can sit down, watch it, and enjoy it, and you don't have to think too hard about it. And if you ever wanted to come back and watch it again, you can do that. Now, it's not something that you want to just tell the whole world about, but I will tell people about it because it was a nice action-packed movie if I know that they like these kinds of movies. Overall, I feel like everybody done their part, and you could tell that the actors were enjoying themselves actually doing this movie, because the best part about the movie was the fight scenes. I'm just being real. The fight scenes and the fight choreography was fantastic. The camera angles and all of that, the contortionists that they use as the vampires, everything was great when it came to the fight sequences and the fight scenes. There really wasn't that much cutting or anything like that. Everything kind of flowed. There was a nice fluidity to it. And that comes from, hold on, I gotta look up his name. The director, I think it was J.J. Perry, I want to say. Okay, yeah, J.J. Perry. Now, him being the director for this movie, and I want to say it's his first directorial debut, but he was a stunt coordinator and a stunt actor. So this is, you can see, like, when a stunt coordinator or stunt actor becomes a director, you could definitely tell like how they set up their fight sequences and their fight scenes and stuff like that. You could tell how it moves nice and it sets up the tone for the rest of the movie, even though, the movie is a little subpar when it came to like the actual story of it. But the fight sequences were great. Jamie Foxx, aka Bud Jablonski, came in, and you could tell that his character has been doing this for a while, and you could see him putting in the work. Then he has to take along Dave Franco, aka Seth, that comes in there, and Seth is an office worker. So an office worker, or your typical normal person coming in to see vampires and fighting and stuff like that, this would be a little scary for you. You know what I'm saying? So you have him kind of being our audience in that position of the movie, if you will. But it did get a little repetitive, with certain things about him going through the movie, and his character fell kind of flat overall. But like all the way pretty much through the movie until like the third act, you see something about his character where he comes in, and that shift that happens throughout the movie that you didn't really kind of quite see coming. Not because it wasn't expected, but it was just one of those things that you were so engulfed in the action sequences that you didn't see it coming. So that's a huge shout out to them, because I didn't see that coming, and it was nice for them to give us that moment. Snoop Dogg was epic in this, man. I know that wasn't him running around doing the kicks and stuff, but his portrayal, his character was fantastic. You really were engulfed every time you saw Snoop Dogg on screen doing anything that he was doing, and you really loved his character. Megan Good wasn't in it much, but it's Megan Good, so we have no qualms about Megan Good. Let's just be real. Hashtag Megan Good. Carla Souza. Now, if you don't know, she's done a lot of other stuff as well, but I recently know her from Home Economics, which is a comedy show, and this being an action comedy movie, I figured they would write her in as a comedic role, but they cast her as the villain, and she was a flat villain in my opinion. It just wasn't working for her, man. I've saw her do other things, and this wasn't the best for her. Now, it wasn't her, because her acting, she done what she does, but it was the writing for her character. Then we have Scott Adkins and Steve Howey. They came in. They were two other vampire hunters as well, but they done their thing. And you guys know Scott Adkins if you're a fan of action movies or anything like that. Scott Adkins does his thing. Just being real, man. Overall, like I said, the movie was great, but you going into this, you know what to expect because it's an action movie from Netflix, and you know it's not going to win any awards or anything like that. But when it comes to certain kind of action movies, you know what you're getting into. In my opinion, I know I'm not coming for the plot or the story or possibly even some of the characters. I'm coming for the action, and that's what I want to see. And Netflix done it again. Sure, a lot of people are going to give this a higher rating, but if I had to give it out of 10, I'd say maybe a 6.5 to a 7, only based on the action. In my opinion, because the action was fantastic, and shout out to the contortionists that played the vampires because they sold their roles to the point. Now, there was a lot of one-liners in there that, you know, that kind of that some of them kind of grab you and some of them kind of fell flat. But overall, like I said, a 6.5 to a 7 for your boy. This was incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button so you can't smash any more. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them and subscribe, but only if you really want to. Peace out.
I cannot complain because today, I'm doing my